right, welcome back in. New episode of Dropkick Basement coming at you here. Hot summer day. My name is Mike Madden, and I'm bringing on my tag team partner Tom Schultz. Tom, we're in the throes of summer heat wave. I love how every episode, by the way, before you even say anything, every episode we have to talk a little bit about weather.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't give the forecast, what good are we?
How will they know? The wrestling fans that listen to us, how will they know what the weather is outside?
They never will, because they don't go outside.
All right, see, you said it. I thought it. You said it. But yes, we're still getting through our summer haze here. But I do
dog days of summer.
I do think that there's a lot to talk about. We are heading into All In weekend, which is coming up. When is it? August 30th?
30th, yes.
Yes.
So that'll be about 6 days from
when this drops.
6 days from when this drops, yeah.
Yes. And London, England, back at Wembley. AEW doing a nice job setting up the card, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think they...
With the short runway. Mm-hmm. Typically,
right.
In the past, they've had a month and a half to build.
Yeah.
By putting the Redemption pay-per-view in the middle, gives them a short runway, but I like what they're doing thus far.
Yeah, and we already discussed our summer of AEW on 2 prior episodes where we booked it. So whether any of those matches that are on the actual card match up to what we had kind of aimed towards it, you'll have to go back and listen to those episodes. But yeah, I think they're lining up to have a good show. The main event angles have been good. I'm kind of hoping the next 2 weeks that it really puts it over the top, and really makes you I don't know, not concerned, but more interested in who will come out as the winners of the winner of the Omega and Ospreay match. But
yeah.
Because it's just everything is sort of tensely friendly, and you got a little bit of quasi healing on Kenny's part, and some ambiguous language between the two of them as far as what they're going to do when it finally comes time to have the match. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see if this week is a step in the right direction. There's still some of the card that needs to fill out completely, but they always put on a good show. I'm very interested in the Casino Gauntlet.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that's where they're going to have surprise signees.
Has to be.
Give me one person that you think is going to be a surprise, either a signee or a return, that could be in that Casino Gauntlet.
Oh man. Trying to think of who were the recent releases that haven't been with AEW, because
almost all of them have,
we may not get are they doing a men's and women's again, or are they just doing the men's?
Just the men's.
I offhand, I can't really, off the top of my head, think of anybody, so I would have to say Aleister Black, I guess. Okay. Unfortunately, maybe. Which I would prefer not.
Yeah.
But of the guys that got released, I can't. Is there anyone that comes up to mind for you that you would love to see there?
Well, I mean, Jeff.
As a singles.
I think Jeff Cobb just went back to do, or he just did another New Japan spot. But that doesn't mean he can't make an appearance.
Absolutely. Obviously, they have a working relationship and everything, so
yeah,
that would make sense. I forgot about him.
Mm-hmm. And what's his name in WWE was Santos Escobar.
Oh yeah,
that guy got released, and
forgot about that.
And I think he would be, they're always looking for these dual contract guys. He would be a great addition if he wants to split time between CMLL and AEW for sure. So Yeah, I think those two names would be interesting. We'll see. We'll see if they
Even if I'm trying to even think of like if there's any like big indie names that or like recent TNA departures.
That's true.
That maybe pop up.
Those guys don't have
and not
90-day competes.
Exactly. I don't know that it would get a pop, but being that Deonna Purrazzo is in AEW Ring of Honor, her husband was recently left TNA. Steve Macklin. So I mean that's a name. Yeah, maybe
he's an interesting name. That would be fun. Friend of the show, Joey Janela, rumoring to be considering
returning to
television. I'd be a nice surprise for him to pop up in a casino. You know,
I think I might know, but
okay, hush.
I think I may know if he were to be doing that.
Oh, right.
I don't think he could surprise me with that.
True. But yeah, I mean, it's all kind of up in the air. So that's always a fun element to the. And I do like the way that they've done the Continental Cup. Kind of really kind of random. But nice matchups. Now they're on to the quarterfinals, and I like, in my opinion,
where that's going is
I think either it ends up being Moxley versus somebody.
I think Mox has to go to the finals.
Is it Moxley against Nigel? If Nigel can actually gut through this ankle injury,
that would be incredible.
Yeah, I think that might be what they're thinking of, but
what they're trying to go to. If not, go back to Mox and Eddie.
Eddie, Kyle O'Reilly still has juice. So it should be very interesting and hopefully, I mean, originally thought it was going to be Swerve and Mox at that show.
Yeah. What about put this up? Try this on for size. Mox and Claudio.
Sure. Yeah.
Claudio takes over as the head of the Death Riders, and Mox gets the old Heave-Ho.
Months in the making, if we want to be brutally honest. But it also frees up Moxley to now be part of that, because I do feel like they want to pull him into the main event program with Kenny, with MJF, with Ospreay. So I guess whoever wins the belt at All In, Moxley could just be like, listen, Continental was a good title to have, but now I'm free to reclaim what's mine, and we go back to Moxley at the main event level. So let's be prepared for a good show. So
yep.
With that being said, this was an idea that you threw out for us to do. So what we're going to do is take rosters that we love from the past, and we're going to book them in all-in style shows, which means much like a WrestleMania, but everything's in one night. But throw the kitchen sink, use as many people on your roster as possible. I think we tried to hone it down to either a particular year or a particular I guess a season or a time frame, a quarter. In order for it not to be like, hey, you can't just pick, I'm going to pick, WWF, and I'm just going to add everybody from the NWA and have a super card with WWF. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to be a little bit more specific and true to the time frames, and build super cards.
Yes.
These aren't, I would think some of the ideas and we also agreed not to use any WWE or AEW. So we can't just go back to hey, if they did All In London for 12 matches in 2000 during pandemic, here's what it would look like. That's a lot of fun, but we want to stay away from the modern times and try not to sort of copy what WWF and WWE have done through the years with WrestleMania.
Yeah. So when I was coming up with this, my idea was okay, WWE has run one show in Wembley,
Mm-hmm.
AEW is now going back to the well.
Yeah.
A few times with not quality-wise, but ticket sales-wise, diminishing returns. It's almost half right now of what it was the first time.
Right.
And I think the lore behind the first one was because there had only been one show in Wembley before.
Mm-hmm.
So like my thought process was, let's give Wembley a fresh roster to work with.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you could build? So like, not just in terms of the quality of matches you're putting on. So
yeah,
I mean, you can pick ECW in a certain year,
mm-hmm.
but are those guys going to move tickets in Wembley Stadium?
Good point. Yeah.
So the thought process behind it was not only can you put together a great card, but can you select a roster that has enough star power
mm-hmm.
and momentum behind it to fill a stadium show?
Oh, very much so. Very much so. All right. This is, again, it's a good exercise in booking discipline. And it's, as you just said, like, it's a good exercise of, is this worthy of being in, at the end of it, each one of us can judge. Would that show be worthy of being in a stadium? And of its time, you know, how much could it sell? Would you care to start?
I will. I'll go ahead.
All right.
So the first thought that I had that I threw to the wayside because I felt like it was almost cheating based on our guidelines was I was going to select the 1998 WCW roster.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which, I mean, top to bottom, killers,
yes,
huge names. So I thought that it would kind of be a bit of a cheat code because you're kind of skirting around the WWF line because a lot of those guys are coming from there or going to there.
That's a good point.
Before or after. So what I did, I wanted to challenge myself, and I chose the 2007 TNA roster.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I thought that there was enough in-ring talent to garner the favor of the internet and smart mark wrestling crowd and enough name value to garner the interest of nostalgia and mainstream wrestling fans.
And they had done, I don't know if it was 2007, but maybe within a year or two after that, they had started to do some shows in England.
Yes.
So if your mindset is let's get this roster to Wembley Stadium, very curious to see. I'm familiar with enough of the talent. I want to see how you fill out your card with the guys and gals they have over there in
yeah. So you'll be familiar
Nashville.
with 90% of the people on these rosters, because I was pretty strictly using anybody that has name value and maybe the guys that were on the Saturday evening shows were staying home for this one.
Okay. All right. Makes sense.
All right. So this is a 10-match card.
Okay.
We have four title matches.
Good.
And we are going to open a pot with a title match. And another reason that I chose TNA is I loved the thing I loved about early TNA was having their signature style being the 6-sided ring, having their signature matches.
Right. Yeah.
The matches that only they had done.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to open with one of them. And it's going to be an Ultimate X match.
Saw that
for the X Division title.
All right.
Your champion, Austin Aries, will be taking on Jay Lethal, Austin Creed, also known as Xavier Woods, Frankie Kazarian, Sanjay Dutt, Petey Williams, and the surprise return of Loki.
Oh, all right. Okay. So it's the all-stars of the X division. All get where I mean, I'm sure any combination of these guys were in, these multi-man, either the Ultimate X, or they were in gauntlets, or
100%.
6-man tags. So very familiar with them. Fast, some submission styles in there too. So that's an excellent group to start off with. You said Aries. Aries was the X Division champion coming in. He's
going in as the X Division champion, and we're leaving this match with Loki, the returning Loki, winning the X Division title.
Great
in his return to TNA.
Okay.
These are 7 guys that are fast paced. They're going to open the show with the moniker of TNA Total Nonstop Action. The Ultimate X match was such a strange concept of a match, but for the guys that could pull it off, they could do super impressive stuff, and I feel like a lot of these guys have that the upper body strength to do the rope moves, they have the acrobatics to be able to, maybe tightrope.
I was going to say you have the opportunity for the viral moments.
And you're doing this in a big stadium. That's like the perfect way to open is just 15 minutes of high spot, high spot, high spot, high spot, high spot, and then you get your viral key crusher off the ropes or something.
Oh yeah,
and we open the show hot as hell.
The only thing that I worry about that, and again, I'm not trying to take away with it, is you are doing this at a stadium rather than the Impact Zone.
True.
So the structure itself, it might not lend it's viewing. It's best on viewing. It might not lend that to the people in the upper decks. So you're definitely relying on big screens to catch all the moments.
You have to do video boards for that. But I mean, that's with a lot of stadium shows. If you have any sort of gimmick matches, you're gonna have a bit of obstructed views if you're gonna have the overhead.
My whole
unless
thing
you're planning on perfect weather.
I mean that, and even then you'd have to set up the apparatus to control the speakers and everything. But Ultimate X is just different because, it's a ladder match, right? And
essentially,
but if you have a ladder match at a stadium, there is, although there's spots that they do off the top of the ladder, it's not there's so much more that they're doing with Ultimate X at the highest peak, because they do have to climb the trestles. There's spots along there. So it would definitely have to be, you'd have to bring out your big guns as far as, guys that can utilize that and do the spots, and then trust that your floor crew is going to be able to shoot it the right way. So
and I feel like with the Ultimate X, and typically what you've seen from the staging around the ring on these stadium shows, it's not as high to where top of that is going to be blocking your view. Even if you're up high, it's still only about a few feet off the top of the top rope. So you should logistically you can work it out.
All right. So that's match 1. Where do we go from here?
Match 2, we're going with what was at the time one of the highest rated television segments in TNA, and that is the Knockouts division.
KOs.
And we're going to get a Knockouts tag team match. The Beautiful People, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, taking on ODB and Miss Jacqueline.
Okay. All right.
Easy. And again, this is coming off of a high spot match.
Yeah.
Bring him down a little bit. you're going to get a lot of character work with the beautiful people in ODB.
Absolutely.
And the beautiful people who were like the perverted TNA fans, like wet dream. They're going to get the win in this one. They're going to get the win in this one.
Good. Right.
Due to some interference from Tracy Brooks.
Okay.
And that's how we're going with the second match.
All right. Okay. So yeah, that's a nice. It's a bit of a come down, but it does have other elements that make you want to stay in your seat for it. Most notably
for the perverts.
For the pervs, for the pervs and the young boys. All right. Yeah. Listen, as long as there's not a lot of Velvet Sky working
we're
in the
also,
ring,
yeah,
just chase her around.
We're trying to get the Knockouts division on the card because when you're building a card like this, I feel like the women's matches tend to be overlooked. So only having one on the show, I feel like doesn't do the division a great service. So
yeah, and this was
elevating, and this was before there was the Knockouts tag team titles. Mm-hmm. So elevating them as a tag team to get there eventually.
Yeah. No, it's
a big win in the.
It's a reward. It's a reward for the 4 girls that are going to be on it, just to say like, hey, we made the biggest pay-per-view of the year for our company. Absolutely.
All right. So next we are going to a 4 corners tag team match for the number 1 contendership for the TNA tag team titles.
Okay.
The 4 teams involved would be Beer Money, James Storm and Robert Roode,
mm-hmm.
LAX, Homicide and Hernandez.
Okay.
The Naturals, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas.
All right, they're still hanging around.
And the Rock and Rave Infection, Lance Hoyt and Jimmy Rave.
All right.
With brought to ringside by Chrissy Hemme.
Christy Hemme. Do the Naturals is Shane Douglas out of the company by this point? Naturals on their own?
They're on their own for right now.
All right. Okay.
You'll see why later.
Oh, foreshadowing. All right.
So this match is gonna end when Beer Money, Robert Roode goes to hit James Storm, or goes to hit Hernandez with the beer bottle.
Yep.
Hernandez takes the powder.
Mm-hmm.
James Storm gets hit. Robert Roode gets a cop killer. Hernandez does the border toss.
Which is always fun.
And James Storm gets pinned.
Okay.
LAX win the match, and they will go on to the next pay-per-view to face whoever your tag team champions are at the end of the show.
All right.
After the match, there's some post-match. James Storm is confronted by Robert Roode about taking the loss in this one. Yeah. To which Robert Roode takes out another bottle and cracks James Storm over the head.
Okay. All right. So we have a heel.
We have a Beer Money split up.
Right.
But coming from the back is the Wildcat, Chris Harris.
Okay. Fresh off of his failed WWE run.
Fresh off.
All right.
20 pounds overweight.
Yep.
And we're getting the reunion of America's Most Wanted.
AEW. Okay.
In the middle of the ring.
And crowd goes nuts for that.
Crowd goes nuts.
Because if you paid attention to TNA for their first few years, they were a cornerstone of that company.
They were the tag team of that company.
Yep.
So I feel like that's a feel-good moment after, and especially you had James Storm was a beloved babyface, turned heel. And now,
now he's
doing
back to where he should
back.
Be. Okay. All right.
All right. Match number 4. We're gonna get into the TNA gimmick matches all night. Monsters Ball.
All right.
Abyss versus El Macias.
Okay. All right.
And now this is a guy who is known. I mean, Abyss. I'm pretty sure that's who the Monsters Ball match was built around.
That's his signature.
And El Macias, who AAA storied career in AAA. And then for American fans that may not be familiar, had the run with Wrestling Society X.
True. Yeah.
And Lucha Underground as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hart, a great mix between like big man wrestling and hardcore.
A little spooky character elements to him as well. Yeah.
This is the two guys meant to do this match in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have tons of hardcore, the barbed wire, the thumbtacks, all the jazz,
walking brawls.
Abyss gets the win, and is your monster's ball. I don't know exactly.
He doesn't need a title. He just needs to He needs to celebrate his signature victory. So.
Okay, so now we're moving on to match number 5. This is going to be a number 1 contendership match for the TNA World Heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm. Okay, love it.
3-way dance. Sting, Samoa Joe, Christian Cage.
Oh, okay. All right.
Big names. You got to get the big names on the show.
Yeah.
You're building towards your next pay-per-view, which we'll just say it's Slammiversary.
Yeah, of course. Bound for Glory or whatever. Huh?
Whatever the fuck it is. This match, I mean, three big. I mean, you have the legend of Sting, Christian Cage, and what has been 2 years of just like pure dominance from Samoa Joe and TNA.
Right. It in the best shape of his life at the time, and also getting like so much praise for the matches that he had with Angle and basically just getting like so much attention on him that like you've got indie fans that loved him coming in, but now you've got like in this international group would probably go bananas for Joe at this point. So,
and coming into this match, the three of these guys are going to be having singles matches with one another going into it. So we have them come in 3-way dance. Christian Cage is going to get the win in this with a little assistance from Tyson Tomko.
Yeah. Problem solver.
The problem solver.
I'll be honest, and I'll just interject here real quick. I kind of always liked his work.
He wasn't bad.
He was good in Japan because he was with Giant Bernard in Japan. And if you go back and look at like some of the, especially tag team matches, I think he was a better tag team match wrestler than like taking on somebody one-on-one. But like really good big man, really good base for some of the guys that wanted to kind of, go to the top and utilize him that way. I think that's where he really stood out. And partnering with Christian and having that act sort of come over, it never got its due in WWE, and it finally got the attention that it deserved when they got to TNA. So yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
and I kind of envisioned. I thought about maybe doing that, like Sting and Samoa Joe versus Christian and Tomko on this show, but I felt like having that be like, okay, that can move on to an Impact taping.
Yeah.
After this,
right? Of course.
Before Christian really takes off on his number 1 contendership crusade to take the TNA title.
Yep.
The next match, there are some guys in this I don't think either of us like all that much.
Okay.
But
all right.
When we're talking about name value, this is going to be billed as the tag team dream match.
Okay.
Team 3D, the Dudley Boys, taking on the Steiner Brothers.
All right. Yeah, that's that.
And now, neither one of these teams are in their prime. These guys are, I would say, all past it. But again, when we're talking about running a stadium show, the name value of the Dudley Boys versus Steiner Brothers is something that will generate buys or ticket sales.
And TNA would have to be smart, which I never accused them of being that, and most of the time. But these two should not have matches on TV before this.
Never.
This should be billed as first time legendary tag teams meet.
100%.
Don't have the Steiners on television, like, wrestling against somebody else, unless it's like a squash match, because that's the last thing is you need Scott Steiner pulling triceps and Rick not being able to really go. So yeah, you would have to kind of keep them almost like wrapped in bubble wrap so that they don't break each other before you get to the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Once the bell rings, you can throw elbows and potatoes as much as you want, but protect your face and your teeth on a match like this, especially if it's pulled off the right way. Now, do you have this? Is this going to be for the tag team belts, or is this just a special tag attraction?
This is just a special tag attraction.
Okay, all right.
Aside, away from the tag team titles.
Okay.
This is just, we were the best in ECW. We were the best in WCW.
Right.
We never got a chance to meet in the middle. Mm-hmm. So this is the time to do it.
Great.
And this is just for the clout of who is the best tag team.
Perfect.
And the Dudleys are going to get the win only because they're
a little younger.
A little younger. I have a very funny story to tell you off air.
Okay.
Now that I just thought of. Okay. So Dudleys get the title, or not the title. Dudleys get the win, and we're moving on to our 7th match, which is for a brand new title in TNA. Oh. This is an open invitational battle royal for the newly created Legends title, which is something that
they did have.
They did have. It came maybe a year or two down the line, but we're going to jumpstart that.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to have, so no one knows who's in this match.
Perfect.
The criteria for this match is you have to have a certain amount of experience in the wrestling business.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
If you consider yourself a legend, you can enter this match.
Come and prove it.
So,
boy, talk about, there might not be people in this that we like at all too.
And this is going to be Royal Rumble style.
Okay. All right.
So we're getting entrant after entrant. And
almost like a casino gauntlet when you think about it.
To make it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you get to surprises.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait.
All right. First, BG James.
Okay. Yeah.
Next to the ring, Jerry Lynn.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Next, Andrew Martin. If you don't know who that is, that's Test. That's Test.
Friend of the show, Test. Well, not friend of the show. Rest in peace, Test. But
peace, Test.
Used to get a lot of mileage on this show.
Yes, we're both testicles. Next to the ring, Junior Fatu.
Oh, yes, Quiche.
Rikishi.
All right.
Next to the ring, Black Rain, a.k.a. Dustin Rhodes,
what a terrible run. Oh, he looks like shit.
Next to the ring, Bob Backlund.
Okay, yeah.
Next to the ring, Norman Smiley.
Was he working backstage there?
Yep.
Oh, good for him. All right, yeah.
Next to the ring, Pat Kenny, Simon Diamond.
Yeah. We're really wearing this legend thing thin.
Oh, we are wearing it thin.
This isn't Legends of the New Jersey Indies, is it?
Next to the ring, Kip James.
All right.
Gun.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin Nash.
Of course.
You want to get a cheap pop? You get Stone Cold Shark Boy coming out.
Oh, hell yeah. I would love to hear the criteria right now.
This is a mix of comedy and this is just like a fun. This is just
of course.
Fun.
And
this is just that fun.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett next.
Oh, okay. Not a prominent spot for Planet Jarrett.
No.
All right.
No, I mean he's coming off
chosen one.
Some tough times.
Yeah, okay.
Next to the ring, Brother Runt.
All right. Yeah.
Scott Hall.
Ooh, wow. happy that they want to work with him.
Raven.
Okay, yeah, he's always around.
Tiger Mask.
Tiger Mask.
Tiger Mask was on the 2007.
Tiger
for
Mask.
like 5 shows.
What was this? Tiger Mask 3?
Tiger Mask, Tiger Mask 4, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He's gonna work really awesome with Kevin Nash. I can tell. I can tell right here. Like,
you wonder where he was earlier? Here he is, Shane Douglas.
Yeah, Shane Douglas. Hell yeah. All right, good.
Hector Guerrero.
Oh, a commentator. All right.
Conan.
God bless your hips. Hope you can move around, K-Dog.
Rod and the Truth Killings.
Okay. All right. Former
And
NWA
finally,
champion.
The debut and the winner of this battle royal of Booker T.
Ah, yes. Yes. He came in 2007?
Yes.
Wow. Time flies.
Really?
Okay.
So that's
a solid fun. That's a fun show. That's a fun part of the show, I should say.
You get a lot of names on there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the veterans. You have the pop for Booker.
Mm-hmm.
He wins the title. And it's a way to get a lot of these guys on the card.
Yeah, and some.
And when you make it an open invitation, you don't announce any of the participants. It really lets the mind wander and people, oh my God, who's going to come out?
And we did sell a lot of tickets for the show, so we can pay these people to come over.
Yes. Some of them had to come over by boat a few months earlier.
But no, that's eclectic. That's again, knowing the history of TNA as much as I do, like, all of those guys were, like, that was their big thing in, like, 2005, 2006, like, was what is he doing in the Impact Zone and blah, 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 like, all that.
And when I was looking up the rosters, I saw, like I said, with Tiger Mask, he was on 3 shows. Like, sure. 2 Impact tapings. Yeah. But he was on the roster at some point in 2000. And all these guys were.
That makes sense.
So it's like a lot of them just popped in and out.
Yeah.
One show here and there.
I'm into that.
This could be the show.
It makes a lot of sense, too, because it is, as you said before, you have the nostalgia of, like, here's your chance to see all these guys in one match. And some of them have never interacted with each other. It can set up feuds. You could see, like, the Outsiders facing off against the New Age Outlaws. You could see, alliances made. Like, there's a lot of fun elements that the TNA could probably bring to their TV
from this
and build to their next major show in the U.S. So good.
Okay, so next. This is a 6 sides of steel for the TNA World Tag Team titles.
All right. Okay.
Your champions, the recently reunited Triple X, Christopher Daniels, and Elix Skipper.
All right.
Are taking on the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yep. Yeah.
So, Triple X had gone by the wayside.
Yeah.
In 2004, early 2005, Christopher Daniels became a mainstay of the X Division and like the world title picture.
Yeah.
In that time. So to have Triple X reunite, win the tag team titles, and face the recently formed tag team of Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, Motor City Machine Guns, putting it in the 6 sides of steel that Triple X made famous with the classic tightrope walk from Elix Skipper.
Of the cage. Yeah.
This would, for TNA fans especially, would be like a dream match that they never got to see.
Yeah.
Putting it inside of the 6 sides of steel, the opportunity to get the tightrope walk again.
Or really any spot that you can do off the cage it works for these guys. And I like the matchup because there's ways this could be the tag team feud that you have for a few months, where maybe they've traded the belts back and forth, and they Motor City Machine Guns since they first got together. Like they've been chasing the belts. However it is that you want to frame it to kind of like aim everybody and keep the attention of the fans on this should be the blow off, or this is the most brutal chapter in the
So in my mindset, Machine Guns were the champs. They faced a mystery opponent of the reunited Triple X.
Yeah.
Triple X wins the belts from them. They're going back and
now
forth
we've got
for a few months, and now we're inside the cage.
Great. All right.
Motor City Machine Guns get the title back to allow Christopher Daniels to go back into a singles run. Alex Skipper
he can be an X Division.
He was in the X Division and kind of at the tail end of his TNA run to begin with.
Yeah.
So this was just like a last.
Yeah, it's a good go round for him, and I think you're right. Like you got guys that have history, obviously between Daniels and Skipper, that the longtime fans pays off the longtime fans who are happy to see them back together and want them to be paired up against the best in-ring team that you have in your company. Potentially, they're going to have to go up against AMWs of the world and the Dudleys and so on and so forth. So for this to be like this, again, the culmination, the blow-off, it's a perfect opportunity to do that. So, yeah, I like it.
All right. Match number 9, semi-main event, Knockouts title match. Awesome Kong, your champion, versus Gail Kim.
Yep. Legendary
feud, but tonight's just not going to be Gail Kim's night. Awesome Kong is going to continue her reign of terror in TNA. We're going to have Gail take that title a few months down the line.
Okay. All right. That's... If you're building the story, it's in the semifinal spot. There's no pressure to pay it off necessarily, but yeah, if it leaves the door open for more business to be done,
and mainly because we have the tag team title switch. Before
you've created a new belt.
We've created a new belt, and what's coming after it is, I mean, pretty sure you could figure it out by now. The two best wrestlers in the world in the year 2007. Kurt Angle, your TNA World Champion, versus AJ Styles, TNA Original.
Yeah.
And on the grandest stage that they have, AJ Styles is going to defeat Kurt Angle to become a 2-time TNA World Champion.
Fireworks, confetti, the whole 9 yards, big baby faces out of the locker room, parade them off. Wonderful. Great. Leave me with Christian somewhere in the distance, just getting himself ready for that. He's got the number 1 contender spot lining up. Awesome. Yeah, that's traditionally and I think TNA was at a point here in 2007. They were still, AJ was up and back, right? Like he was doing a little bit of
up and down
X Division stuff, and he was still going for the belt occasionally, or if he had some sort of a quest, that would be something that he's like, hey, I need to focus on winning the world title again, and I think like with an opponent like Angle, because they always had great matches together, that's the marquee. Right, that's what you want to put. And I feel like
they never paid that off big, like that match in particular.
They were like affiliated with each other, right? Like they were, I don't know if were they in a faction together or like teaming together,
but there was it was always around the time Angle came in. It was like Christian, Sting, and Joe were always like in the title picture. And AJ, like you said, was kind of a notch below, which they could have been running with him since
night after night
the company opened as the best wrestler in that company. So I just think that putting them in the main event spot is like Angle came in and he kind of changed that company.
Yep.
He made them serious contenders. They were signing former WWE guys one after another, and none of them moved the needle until he came in.
He was game changer.
And it's because he was legitimately one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
A work rate monster, a guy that's willing to like wrestle any style is always great, no matter who the opponent is.
He was finally let off the leash. Like he was always under the reins of
watch your
whatever
neck.
Vince wanted to do. Watch your neck.
Yeah.
Like whatever we're building this towards a story. They were just like, Kurt, go out there and have a fucking 5-star match every night, and he
prove that you're the best wrestler in the country right now or in the world right now, and he's
and who better to do it against
and put AJ over.
Yeah.
I could see a moment where he does actually put the belt on him while the baby faces are parading him around too, and like Angle gives him the vote of confidence.
In no way is Angle coming into this as like a monster heel.
No, he was just
of the sort.
He was a wrestling machine.
This is not even like this is just strictly about the title.
Yeah.
This is not like a blood feud. This is I want to prove I'm the best. I want to prove I'm the best.
Yes.
Let's see who's got it, let's do it on the biggest stage.
You're the heir apparent. You're the next big thing in this company. Yeah. No, it's I co-sign on that. Would it fill the arena? Like I said,
no.
Well, the stadium. I think that Legends stipulation gets a lot of people thinking, and it makes probably for great television. My whole thing is, I do think that the English crowd and the European crowds were very hungry for pro wrestling.
Yes,
they loved the idea of TNA because it was considered to be the alternative. It was a startup. There were young names, and it wasn't just, hey, we're going to give the young names a chance. They were like, no, we're not even going to talk about it. We're just going to show them on television every week. And they had a good thing going. This was really like the beginning of the peak of that Knockouts division. X division stuff is always important. So maybe it doesn't sell out the stadium, but you could book this in the O2 Arena. I think they do very well.
Yeah, I don't think you're putting 81,000. In all honesty, it's next to impossible to do what AEW and WWE did.
Yeah.
But my thought process was to try and put as much name value as well as have a good in-ring product.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, is it going to sell out Wembley? No. I don't think anyone is going to ever sell out Wembley again. But I think it's a fun show.
Good. All right. Well, let's pivot. I'm going to bring you back.
Let us go.
We're going to go to June of 1986.
All right.
I'm not going to England. I'm going to preface this by saying I'm going to do this stadium show in the United States. This is the start and launch, the debut pay-per-view for the Universal Wrestling Federation. Bill Watts going national, and when he goes national in the spring of '86, they announced that we're going to have a supercard at the Superdome.
Okay.
In New Orleans, where they've run shows before, and they did big business, but they sort of like swayed away from it because it was, the NWA was starting to, and Crockett was starting to promote in there. They did they did the Crockett Cup tournament in 86. They did it to Superdome. So we're gonna forget that happened. We're gonna remove the UWF from any co-promotion with the NWA and Jim Crockett Promotions. We're doing this strictly off of the more or less like the crew when UWF went somewhat national and and we're gonna see how the players play out in this one. So this is gonna be very much for the hometown fans in Louisiana, and anybody who can travel to the Superdome with a well-balanced 12-match card. And we're kicking this off at let me count. There's three titles on the line, plus a couple number one contenders, because we love shoving them in there. Let's start Universal UWF television title on the line. The reigning champion is Terry Taylor. Okay. And he's going to be taking on Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer.
Oh. All right.
For that television title. Now if you go back and you watch footage from 85, 86, 87, like this is Buzz Sawyer, like crazy power slams, taking wild bumps out of the ring, like where he's like basically like going almost head first between the first and second rope. This is when he could actually move. And this is also a babyface Terry Taylor in the best territory that booked Terry Taylor. And Terry Taylor will retain the television title in our opener, by beating Buzz Sawyer and keeping that.
I like that
momentum on his side.
Buzz Sawyer, man, that guy had everything.
He had everything, but he was very unreliable because he didn't like working in a place. Like if he didn't like the booking, he's packing his bag. He was his best when he was in Georgia. Right around 82, 83, when he's got that big feud with Tommy Rich. During the time that he was in the UWF, he was with Skandar Akbar. He's teaming with Matt Bourne. And then they ended up going to World Class and kind of like floating back and forth between. So like he's kind of finicky, so you don't want to put a belt on the guy. But is he going to put forth a really awesome match for you and give you stuff that's going to go, you're going to go ooh and ah? I say it a lot that I don't think we got to see Buzz Sawyer ever really achieve like the big time that he probably could have gotten to, because I think he died very early. I think he died when he was 32.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And when he was wrestling, he looked like he was about 45. But yeah, he's an underrated talent. Like if you watch his matches especially from like UWF and from World Class, like there's nobody taking bumps like Buzz Sawyer. There's nobody. Nope. And a lot of guys in this day and age could learn a thing or two about being unique like that in the ring. So, and again, I can't say enough about Terry Taylor. This is sort of the I mentioned before, it's the best landing spot. Bill Watts, he was a booker for Bill Watts for a little while. He trusted him that much, and Taylor he's a good underneath babyface. He ended up being an incredible heel for Watts in 87 when he's paired with Eddie Gilbert. And again, another guy that just sort of like when UWF collapsed and they all merged with the NWA, he had enemies. Dusty didn't like him. So it was like, well, inevitably you're just going to be either a journeyman or you're going to go to WWF, and WWF signed him. We all know what the Red Rooster was. So give me young Terry Taylor, babyface Terry Taylor to win and keep that UWF TV belt. Tag team match. Match number 2. The Blade Runners.
Oh shit.
Sting and Rock, or I don't know what they called Warrior, but the two of them, green as grass, Blade Runners, who were the Watts' version of the Road Warriors, taking on the babyface team of Savannah Jack and Iceman King Parsons. Bill Watts.
Savannah Jack, who is that?
He's just a black guy that Bill Watts loved to like stockpile black guys because he was mad that Junkyard Dog left 2 years ago at this point, and he was like, I'd love to work with like babyface black guys. Give me like anyone you can find in the world and put them on my show. He was I think that was like that, and Florida may have been like the only two like territories that he worked in. Savannah Jack, like he was a very brief like run in the business, and and was their TV champion for a little while, and might have been a tag champion too. But and Iceman King Parsons is a another kind of mainstay for World Class that would do his sojourns to Watts. But this is all about getting the Blade Runners over and getting them prepared. They are managed by Eddie Gilbert at the time.
Yeah.
And you're going to have the Blade Runners win in very convincing fashion. And then you're going to have Iceman King Parsons kick the shit out of Savannah Jack. And they're going to split up.
Rightfully so.
And, and as fun as Parsons was as a babyface and as a guy that was like, he was always good as a tag partner for the Von Erichs or for Chris Adams, wherever he was going. Iceman King Parsons as a heel, which we saw in UWF and later World Class, affiliated with the Freebirds. He's a better talker. So get him situated right there. Now you maybe have an opponent. Well, obviously you have a feud with Savannah Jack, but now you might have an opponent for Terry Taylor down the road. And the Blade Runners are, they're your guys that are, you're smashing them and putting them over before somebody else signs them and takes them away. So, so you're utilizing them the right way.
Good way to get them in there. Good way to put them over.
The third match on our card is going to be a number one contenders match for the television title.
Okay.
So we're putting a lot of focus on that television title group at the start of this. Our undercard guys are getting a shine. This matchup is going to have Chavo Guerrero taking on Wild Bill Irwin.
Okay.
Little clash of styles. Chavo, obviously, high flyer. Worked in Los Angeles and San Francisco, Mexico, Texas. Well-established babyface. Could play the heel, but we're not gonna heel him up yet. And he's taking on Bill Irwin, who's part of Devastation Incorporated, so he's got Skandar Akbar at ringside with him. Bullwhips and all sorts of gimmicks that he's gonna try to implement to take a win here, and he's not gonna get it. Chavo Guerrero is gonna take the victory, and he's gonna be our number one contender to the television belt.
Now that's gonna be an interesting matchup. Sure
is, and we'll have Terry Taylor on commentary, and Taylor's going to be complimenting, "Hey, Chavo, this is a great, a great, I can't wait to wrestle him. Can't wait to see how our styles, mesh with each other, so on and so forth." So yeah, we put Chavo over. All the fans are happy with that. On to the fourth match. I mentioned before, Bill Watts likes putting his African-American gentlemen in tag teams. We've got a babyface team of Brickhouse Brown and Coco Beware taking on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Rick Steiner.
Okay.
This is the formation. This is the beginning of the formation of Hot Stuff International. Rick Steiner has been in the wrestling business for, I think, 6 months. So he is learning everything from Eddie Gilbert. And Eddie Gilbert is he's a player coach, as they say. So he's got his ties to his guys that he wants to manage, and his own goals, and partially because this might be tied to the Blade Runners, and partially because Steiner's very new to the business. I'm gonna have Brickhouse and Coco go over.
Okay.
And Rick Steiner can take a pin because he still isn't like a dominant Steiner yet, so he could take a pin. And now you've got Brickhouse and Coco potentially, looking down the road. Maybe we're going to be the tag team champions. We're paying attention to the scene. The Blade Runners just beat two of our friends, and they're fighting each other. So, you're kind of keeping them in the mix. So that's the first portion of the show out of the way. We're going to start ramping up with heavy-hitting talent coming forward. So those are almost like prelim matches. Match number 5. This is the semifinal in the UWF World Heavyweight Title Tournament.
Okay.
And we've got 2 semifinal matches back-to-back. The first one pits Dr. Death Steve Williams versus Nature Boy Buddy Landau. everything that I said about Buzz Sawyer before also applies to Buddy Landel. An incredibly underrated worker, a serious chicken shit bullshit heel that just had a bad relationship with every booker that he ever worked with, and was like not long for a lot of territories. But again, he was one of those guys that like Bill Watts could bring in, and he's their nature boy, right? He's their kind of like lead heel or top tier heel. And Dr. Death is a guy, obviously, that like Bill Watts was in love with and wanted to make the world heavyweight champion from the second that he saw, potential in him at Oklahoma. And we are going to get Dr. Death over. He's going to go on to later in the card. He's going to wrestle for the world heavyweight title. So he's going to take out Buddy Landel. Our second semifinal match is right after this.
So, just quick question.
Mm-hmm.
You said this is the first pay-per-view, so I'm guessing it's not the first actual UWF show. It's just their first.
It's just their first pay-per-view. Yeah.
Okay.
They had gone national in, I think, April or May. So this is basically like they'll have a month or 2 months of television getting their guys
to
established,
to this show,
bridging from Mid-South, and all the language from Mid-South over to this show is
carries.
Hey, some of our world titles or some of our UWF titles are going to be decided on television in the lead up to this major show, but the semifinals and the finals of the world title tournament are going to be in the Dome. You got to come and see it. You got to order it on pay-per-view, so on and so forth. So yes, a lot of it, like I see your point where it's like, well, you're establishing this, but like, how would a national audience know? We're there. They have television, and they actually did have TV on TBS in '85.
Okay.
So and that was Mid-South. So I'm going under the notion that they continue to have some sort of a syndicated package.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it's just a name change.
It's right. It's a name change, and it's basically saying like we're separated from the NWA. We have our own champions. Our world belt is just as important as everybody else's world belt. We have tougher guys. All this Bill Watts bullshit that he slings at everybody. So yeah, Dr. Death goes over on his way back through the curtain. After he celebrates in the ring a little bit, the next two participants are, maybe they're waiting around, and we get a little backstage shot, and he's got to walk past them, and he does like a little celebration dance, and both guys are kind of blowing him off. We've got Butch Reed, Hacksaw Butch Reed, taking on Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Damn.
And these are both, I mean, Butch was kind of a babyface before he left, but he's better as a heel. Doc is our babyface.
Yes.
And it's basically, we're going to have kind of a hoss fight between these two heels, Butch Reed and Terry Gordy, for the spot. They've seen what's in front of them with Doc, and now it's like, well, let's go kill each other for 20 minutes or 15 minutes, and see what we can come up with. And this is going to be a physical match. You have guys that they're not,
to say the least.
They're not gonna, just do a submission or a headlock style, slow it down, grab a hold match. A lot of tackles, a lot of clotheslines, a lot of chops and punches. Terry Gordy's going to get the victory here. Because Butch Reed is actually on his way out.
Okay.
Because we know he's going to the WWF. He'll be in the WWF by the end of the summer. And Watts knows that too. Gordy's his guy. So we've cleared that. Seventh match is a grudge match. And this one is going to be a loser leave town match.
Oh.
We've got Dick Slater, Mr. Unpredictable, Dick Slater, taking on the one-man gang with General Akbar with him. Dick Slater was the probably the most over guy in that territory as a heel for the better part of 85. Had a great feud with Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts as a babyface. With Dick Slater had Dark Journey as his valet, and legendary matches. And I think it was all over the North American title or the TV title, the Mid-South TV title. But great feuds. You could go back and watch parts of those. You'll see them on YouTube. But we're gonna have Slater's coming out of that feud, and he finally turns babyface, and he's going to be a guy that like all the fans know, all the fans are kind of rooting for, pulling for. Dick Slater's, we got him back, we're cheering him, but One Man Gang is this unstoppable force. Slater says, "Hey, if whichever one of us loses, you got to get out. Town's not big enough for the both of us." And the One Man Gang is getting the victory.
Damn.
The Slater's on his way out.
Slater's gone?
Slater's
going?
Slater's going to the WWF in the summer, too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He had unremarkable run as the Rebel Dick Slater. A gimmick that would not survive today.
Oh, I think I know it.
Yeah. A lot of Confederate flags and he was a jobber within 2 months. He was a jobber. I think they wanted to make him I think the original idea, and I would have to get this confirmed from somewhere, but I think they wanted him to be Jimmy Jack Funk. And they wanted to make him an extra Funk brother because Terry was out. Terry left the company in April.
Okay.
Junior was there. By the way, rest in peace, Dory Funk Jr. Just
RIP.
passed away a couple weeks ago. Junior was there, and they were like, "We're not putting Junior. He's too boring for us to have as a single star." So they created the character Jimmy Jack Funk, who was the sort of screwed up younger brother of the Funks, played by Jesse Barr. And I think maybe they wanted it to be Dick Slater, and he couldn't get out of his obligation with Bill Watts in time. So they had to go forward with Jesse Barr, and they put him under the Lone Ranger mask. And then Dick Slater showed up as a babyface, the Rebel, and it was like nobody in the Northeast gave a shit about him. So he was a wasted talent. So yeah, loser leave town. He's losing the One Man Gang. One Man Gang was important. He was they stole him from World Class. He was with Gary Hart in World Class, and Bill Watts took one look at him and said, "You're a giant. I need a giant. I can do so much more with you. You've run your course in Dallas. Come work for me." And Dallas is where he first got the mohawk. He was the One Man Gang in Mid-South in 82 and 83, and he had long greasy hair, and he didn't have the denim vest. He didn't really look like a biker. He just looked like a giant slob. So when they revamped the gimmick, it was like, now this is main event. Now you can, you look like a menace. So that's exactly what Watts wanted back. He's a perfect guy for, to get ready for our world title picture once this big show is over. And now he's got the bragging rights of sending Dick Slater packing, much to the chagrin of the fans. But you can't always get what you want, fans. Let's move to match 8. It's a blood feud, and it's a country whipping match.
What is a country whipping match?
Exactly? A country whipping match. All 4 guys in this tag team match will have leather straps.
Okay.
Attached to their wrist, and you can utilize the leather straps. You can whip. You can choke. Still pin and submission, but now everybody has got a weapon that they can use.
Got it.
The Fabulous Freebirds, Michael PSA, Buddy Jack Roberts, taking on Dirty Dutch Mantel and Superstar Bill Dundee.
Okay.
And you think to yourself, did I take a trip to Memphis? No. No. Both of these guys did have their time in the UWF in Mid-South right around the summertime. And they just came in and out all the time. They had been partners in Memphis. Then they feuded with each other in Memphis. They had been up to those no good tricks with Jerry Lawler all the time. So
bastards.
Literally, the easiest guys to plug into this gimmick match is Dirty Dutch and Bill Dundee, and it's a great matchup because Buddy's on the shorter side. Bill Dundee could fit under your table. Hayes is the talker. Dutch is a pretty good talker. So you've got guys that are like, this is a good television program. And you're going to build bad blood over the weeks that this starts. And you're going to be ready. And the Freebirds are going to say, you name the stipulation, we'll show up. As long as we can wear our jeans and our cowboy boots and our bunkhouse attire, anything goes. We'll meet you in the dome, and the Freebirds are going to get the victory. I'm putting heels over left and right on this show. But yeah, the heels are going to get the victory over Dutch and Billy Dundee. I think
that makes sense, though.
Freebirds are a big deal for the UWF in '86 and '87. So yeah, you want to get them established, and now the rest of their night is free. All they got to do is sit back and watch Bam Bam win the world title. So match number 9 is a grudge match. I didn't put a stipulation on it because originally I thought this was going to be my loser leave town match, but I didn't put a stipulation on it. But this is going to be a grudge match, which dates back a couple years. The valiant babyface Ted DiBiase taking on Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch. There had been an angle in '85. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's one of the greatest angles of all time that Watts pulled off. But DiBiase is a heel, and he's taking on Ric Flair as the traveling NWA champion. Dick Murdoch had been DiBiase's trainer or mentor.
Okay.
And he comes out.
I've never seen this.
He comes out in street clothes before the match. Boyd Pierce is ready to introduce everybody or the main participants. And Murdoch says, "Hey, I need to talk to Ted for a minute. I need to make sure that you can turn the match down. I don't think you're ready for a world title match. Hand it to me. Just let me do it. I'll beat Flair for you, and then you and I can decide if you're going to become the heavyweight champion from me." DiBiase's like, no chance. No what? Thanks, Dick, but hit the bricks. At this point, Dick Murdoch attacks DiBiase from the back, rams his head into the post, gives him I think he gave him a brain buster on the concrete floor too. But the head against the post, he's crimson mask, he's bleeding. The backstage staff has to bring DiBiase to the back. There's going to be no title match. We never signed Dick Murdoch onto this, so you don't get the title match either. Watts is apoplectic, and he's like, Dick Murdoch ruined our world title chances, so on and so forth. Later on in the show, because Watts had done this with Jim Duggan a few times as well. Later on in the show, DiBiase shows up to commentary, and he's like, if Ric Flair is still in the building, medical wrap me up as best they can. They gave me stitches. I want the world title match. And he's a valiant babyface in front of this crowd. And he's wrapped up like a mummy, Spirit of 76 style. And he starts the match with Flair. Flair gives him a knee to the back to the outside. Here comes him and Murdoch are fighting with each other. I think the referee ended up throwing it out. Flair's still the champion. Flair's like, I don't know why I come to defend my belt. Ted DiBiase was in no condition to wrestle that match. I'm getting out of here. We can leave you guys to sort this out amongst yourselves. And that started a long feud between DiBiase and Murdoch. So that bad blood is going to extend to this particular moment a year later where we're on television. Let's say Murdoch had left for a while. He lost a loser leaves town, or a loser leaves town for 30 days or 90 days. And now he's finally back because this company's going national. He's coming right after Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase is your established number one babyface at this point. And he's like, I got my sights set on a world title after this. And now we have our own world title. And if you want to get to that future world champion, you got to go through me. Crowd's going to bananas for this. So this is a great feud that you've built up for a while. With DiBiase getting the win in the stadium. And,
naturally.
And getting himself set up as a potential number one contender when we finally crown a world champion at the end of the night.
The long term to build up to here is fantastic. Pay it off.
Absolutely.
At the biggest show they've got. That's a great idea.
Match number 10. We're getting towards the end of this match. Match number 10 is for the UWF World Tag Team Championships. And it's inside a barbed wire steel cage.
Ooh.
Yes. And it's a feud that was contested in a barbed wire steel cage on a few occasions. The incumbent champions, Luke and Bush, the Sheepherders, taking on Tommy Rogers, Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics.
All right.
Another recommendation. Go find yourself UWF barbed wire cage match. It's 5 stars. The Sheepherders are just, when they went to become the Bushwhackers, they lost a lot. They became fun comedy guys, but they lost a lot of their bloodthirsty element, their hardcore. If you haven't watched old Sheepherders matches, just find the Fantastics feud and the aforementioned barbed wire cage match. It's awesome. The Fantastics just bleed buckets for the Sheepherders. They put them to the limits. Luke and Butch can bump their asses off, even in a cockeyed way. Like they takes when the comeback is on, they take the abuse and bump and feed almost as good as anybody else at the time. Not name them in that express, but yeah, that's a feud that lasted a good year in Mid-South and in UWF. So the Sheepherders coming in as the World Tag Team Champions. They're losing the World Tag Team Championships. New champs, Rogers and Fulton, the Fantastics.
That makes sense. I definitely have to go back and watch some of this stuff. But that's a great almost. So this is what, match 10 you said?
This is match 10. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're almost at like the triple main event status for a big show, especially a barbed wire cage matches.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're going to have everybody
that's not
screaming.
To blow off to a feud. That's
yeah. Everybody's going to be screaming. The girls are screaming. The guys are cheering into it. Yeah, the Fantastics were a perfect team for the UWF. Watts used them pretty well because he loved using the rock and roll, and he basically like invented the Rock and Roll Express's the connection with the fans. It took off in Crockett, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the rest of the card. Fantastics and Freebirds are down the road. Fantastics and Blade Runners. Gilbert and Steiner. So you have a lot of people for the. And it's not that the Sheepherders didn't have anybody to work with other than the Fantastics, but I think it's much more open for the Fantastics now that they've got the World Tag Team belts.
Especially since you had 3 heel tag teams win already.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like now you have a line and you have a rematch on the plate too.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got 4 contenders lined up for your brand new tag team champions.
My brand new tag champions. Semifinal. Grudge match here. Kamala, the Ugandan Giant, taking on Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Damn.
Now I feel like I have booked this match. In our rebooking exercises, I have booked this match, whether it was on a podcast or in my notes, hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. I could have this match in UWF. I could have this match in the WWF. spoiler alert, it is in my notes for a WrestleMania 3 rebook if we ever get to that. I think I did this match or a variation on this match when we did the Bash at the Beach.
Yeah, you absolutely did.
Yeah. I love these two together. Like, it's just, to me, it makes sense. It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus a foreign menace. Whether that menace is from Russia or he's from Germany or he's from Uganda, this is what Jim Duggan is. He's the all-American hero with his 2x4 and his waving his American flag with his bandana. And this is ass kicker Jim Duggan, by the way. There was no better time frame for Jim Duggan than working for Bill Watts. He established.
It was a silly ass.
Yeah, before he was a clown. And it's Pete Kamala. Again, as we mentioned with Butch Reed and with Dick Slater, Kamala's on his way out of the territory. So we're gonna have Jim Duggan win this for the people of Louisiana and for America. And he gets to wave his American flag, and Kamala is taking a loss here. And you could certainly build Kamala up as undefeated, unslammable, everything you did with him in a million other places, and he would do in a million other places after this. So Duggan gets the win, which leads us to our final match, our main event, match 12 on the card. Aforementioned for the World Heavyweight Championship, the newly established, beautiful UWF belt. The final two in our tournament, Dr. Death Steve Williams taking on Terry Bam Bam Gordy. The future Miracle Violence Connection seeing action against each other. Two guys who were intertwined for close to the next 10 years of their career, whether it's stateside, whether they're opponents, teammates. This is always good business. On this particular evening, Terry Bam Bam Gordy is going to get the victory.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
And he is going to be your first ever UWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Love it.
And Terry Gordy was originally the very first UWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay.
So I'm sticking to the script. We'll probably have Freebird interference. We'll probably counteract that with DiBiase and Duggan chasing them off at one point. But eventually, Gordy's going to get the power bomb. He's going to apply an Asiatic spike, put Doc to sleep, and walk away with the world title. He's a heel, but he's still respected. That's what was always good about UWF, is that, like, on TV you're a heel, but like when you're in the ring, it was always treated as more of a sport. So the best man won, the toughest man, and Bill Watts is just happy to tell you that we've got the toughest world heavyweight champion in the world working for us, and we have the toughest contenders. And he's going to have to go through Hacksaw Duggan. He's going to have to go through DiBiase. He's going to have to go through, Butch Reed or Irwin or Steiner or whatever it is. Like, just get the opponents ready for Terry Gordy on his way up the card. And he's got the Freebirds to back him up. So it's a perfect faction. It's a perfect element. I love UWF. I looked at the roster, and literally every single person that wrestled in the UWF over the course of, like a 6-month period, I got on that card.
There we go. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I'm not as familiar with this period of time.
Sure.
The mainstays, of course, the big names and everything. Putting it in the local market, in a stadium that they're typically going to run, great idea. And being that it's like the mega show, I think you do. I don't know about, again, selling out a football stadium is a very tough task.
It's tall, yeah.
But you're gonna put butts in seats.
It's appealing, and there's precedent for it before. They had run and they'd done 20,000 people, 15,000 people at the Superdome before, because they had in 1980 they had the original, like, the feud between Junkyard Dog and the Freebirds, with the Freebird cream when Junkyard Dog was blinded. They had used Hogan and Andre in the undercard.
That's crazy.
For that show. Well, because they weren't main events on their TV.
No,
Andre
still,
was known, but like
when you think about it, when like in retrospect.
Yeah, but they had cooled off, and the idea though was that they were starting to get hot again when they kind of wanted to do this national expansion. And it was kind of a make or break situation. And for that short 1 year window, Watts had a good amount of talent before they were like, let's get the WWF, so
with that roster for sure, you're selling a lot of seats. I think that you built the card well, especially when you're doing like a tournament style thing to kind of cap it off at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And then tying in multiple long-term feuds, paying them off on this show.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Thank you. I don't know if they could run a show this good ever again, but for your first pay-per-view, like
they probably go out of business after this because their next show would pale in comparison.
Yeah.
And
it'd be 6 matches. But it's fun looking back on that territory. It's fun looking back on those times. I do recommend to you, to the listeners, to anybody who's hearing this, watch the angle between DiBiase and Murdoch. Watch any of the barbed wire cages between the Fantastics and the Sheepherders. It's good nostalgic stuff. It's good hardcore stuff. I'm telling you, Tom, once you see the Sheepherders in action as like crazy savage heels, it's your new favorite tag team.
Yeah, that's some stuff. Which, I mean, I've heard it forever. I've never.
And it's tough because a lot of
went back. It's hard to find.
A lot of the shit you're going to find is just stuff that's on like their regular TV shows. And they didn't do an angle in Crockett necessarily. They did a couple flag things where they might have like, kicked the shit out of the rock and rolls and like, put a New Zealand flag like over one of them or, something that no real like repercussions to it. This feud with the Fantastics was really good matches. And they're highly recommended. Not just me, but the pundits, the wrestling journalists have said.
Yeah, I'm going to have to seek it out.
Go get yourself some of that. All right. Well, this was a fun experiment. All In, as we said, is coming up. So this was a nice homage to All In and using some of our favorite rosters to kind of fantasy book a scenario. So This is a good little exercise. As we always say, we can always earmark this for a future episode with a couple different areas. Originally I was going to do an NWA show, but I did pivot and I went with the AWF.
Like I said, I was going to go with WCW, so it would have been a completely different.
You bet.
Completely different thing. Although Sting, Scott Hall, Conan,
right.
they would have all made an appearance.
Yeah, just tell me you could have like fit Dutch Mantel and Bill Dundee on your show.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I probably could have gotten Sergeant Buddy
Lee Parker, the Sarge.
Yeah, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker.
Well, also
and Craig the Pitbull Pittman.
You would have backstage at TNA, by the way, just to kind of put a point on there. The one connecting link, Sting is on both shows.
Dutch Mantel.
Dutch Mantel's backstage.
Yes. Yep. I felt like in 2007 he might have died if he got into the ring for in-ring competition.
True. Yeah. He's a rough character.
Manage.
Yeah.
He could manage.
Commentate.
Getting into that Legends Battle Royal may have killed him.
Save your brain for booking, Dutcher. So, but yeah, no, both these cards were a lot of fun to go through, and again, as we always say, this is this is part nostalgia and part education. So, fans of our show, go watch yourself some 2007 TNA, and watch yourself some 86 UWF. So, on that note, I will be signing off. So, for my tag team partner, Tom Schultz, this is Mike Madden. Hope you have a great night, and we will see you at the matches.